Hi. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope everyone is having a good day. Hope everyone's had a good week. Don't forget, same old, same old. Like, subscribe. Everything is in the link tree for skincare, self-pleasure toys, the spiritual channel, the Patreon. All that is over on the link tree. All you have to do is just go to the description here on YouTube. You'll have access to everything. All the discount codes are already going to be over there. So check that out and have yourself a ball. Okay. So sorry, y'all. Oh, my period. I'm tired. I got my makeshift heating pad here. My makeshift heating pad, aka my heated blanket, giving me some relief here. But I couldn't let y'all ladies down. So the show must continue. Okay, so as y'all all know, if y'all have been like a long time follower of me, y'all know that I like to check in and keep us accountable over here and make sure that, make sure that we don't get weak to allow somebody to knock our crown off. You know what I'm saying? So I always like to make sure, that, as women, we hold ourselves accountable too, because we can't just be over here pointing the finger 24/7 at men. We also have to be smart and stay smart and make sure that don't nobody, sucker you out your spot, fool you out your spot, So I want to talk about the role that you play in your sufferings, okay? And yeah, the live just started, so you made it right on time. You said, "Hey queen, beware. There is a YouTuber who literally mocked your vid about boyfriend being embarrassing." That's okay. That's okay. You can things like that don't bother me. It's only going to be one queen sovereign. So a person could take what I say word for word, but you're never going to be able to outdo the original. You know what I mean? Like artists, there are artists and they make covers of a song, and no matter how good the cover of the song is, it's never going to be better. It's never going to be better than what the original is. And I know your level up guru. She's my mutual. Okay, she's my mutual. The thing about it is, I want to touch on this, and then we're gonna go over to talking about what we're supposed to be talking about. But one thing with content creating, especially when we're all in the same niche, we're all saying the same exact thing. Honestly, we're all saying the same exact thing. And so something may happen where you will see a content creator and they will talk about something that actually resonates with you. And then subconsciously, when you make content, you will piggyback off of what the other person said. Because even I'm guilty of this. When you're a content creator, it's weird. Like, it's really, really, really weird how your brain, when you have these like very confined niches, because decentering men is a very, very confined niche, we're all saying the same thing. So, like, for instance, I had one girl comment on one of my videos, and she was talking about how Red Witch, she was like, Red Witch literally just made a video on this. And I said, I know. Her video inspired me to make this video, because at the end of the day, everything that you watch, everything that you listen to, the person is gaining an inspiration from a piece of material that they've already seen or heard before. Everything has been duplicated. It's when you go to the grocery store, right? How many different brands of bread is there at the grocery store? It's like 16 fucking different types of brands of bread. It's all bread at the end of the day, but there's all these different types of bread because it's going to be something different about the packaging that you like or the taste that you like. It's just going to be something unique about that bread, even though it's all bread. So even though we're making decentering men content, we all have different personalities. We all have different life experiences. We each have our own little thing to spin on the experiences that we're talking about. You know what I mean? So this is the reason why I don't really take things like that personally, especially if it's somebody in the same niche as me. We're all going to talk about the same thing. It just is what it is when you're a content creator. So I don't want anyone to get stuck up on that and be like, oh, you guys are copying one another. We're all talking about the same thing because we're all getting inspired, but we're all our own unique, different people. Point blank, period. Okay. So appreciate you for letting me know that. But yeah, I just wanted to like clear that up because I'm really big about keeping the camaraderie of the girls with the Decent Men content because like we do talk, they're hella supportive. Like we give a lot of credit to one another whenever we do talk about something like that. So just wanted to make sure that like, you know, I don't want it to ever be a hate train. I want y'all to support the creators because you like what it is that they're talking about, even if it's in agreement or if it's in alignment or even if it's the same thing it is that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the role that you play in your suffering, okay? Something that is really, really important, and if you pay close attention to how men talk, men always want you to take accountability, right? Men never want you to understand prevention, okay? That's important to realize. Men always want women to take accountability. They do not want women to understand prevention. Accountability requires for you to go through life and you have to learn the lesson by going through it. And then you have to take accountability for understanding the steps that you made to get yourself into said situation. My channel is to help you understand prevention. That way you don't have to worry about taking accountability. Like I don't have to take accountability for being a baby mama. I don't have to take accountability for giving a fuck dude a chance and giving him a baby because I understand the prevention. I understand that I have to take prevention to make sure that I don't put myself in that predicament. And for me, the cons far outweigh the pros. And so my level of prevention for all of the things that I see that I don't want to have happen to me is the reason why I'm choosing to be child free. So I don't ever have to worry about taking accountability because I've put the preventions in place to make sure that that doesn't happen. Everything that happens to you, especially in regards with men, the harsh reality is that it 100% can be prevented. Okay. The devil cannot infiltrate you if you never open up the door to allowing the devil in. It's just not going to happen. It's the moment that you let the devil in, now you're going to be infiltrated because you couldn't tell the difference between the devil being at your door. And so as soon as you open your door, that's when things are going to happen. All it takes is for you to let your guard down one time, and that's going to be enough for somebody to pry you open. So this is the reason why, like, people will want to be very incessant. They'll be very, very incessant on wanting to like talk to you, get more information about you, wanting to get to know you because they're trying to pry you open. They're trying to get access and allow you to get your guard down. That way they can come in and infiltrate and get whatever it is that they need from you and then go on about their day. So one thing that women sign up for when they go through all this suffering is that a lot of women overestimate men. They overestimate the value of men and then they underestimate themselves. And then they underestimate the intentions of men. So you're overestimating a man's value while underestimating his intentions. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Whether it's a man, and like this applies in friendships too. This world, we live in a 3D world. We live in a physical world. You cannot live in the 3D world without something being transactional. Every time someone approaches you, every time someone wants to get to know you, they want something from you. They want something from you. What that thing is, it could be a various amount of things. It could be the money that you have. It could be the connections that you have. It could be your aura, the vibe that you bring. It can be a lot of things that the person will want. And when you underestimate that ability that people are going to come to you because they want something from you, that puts you in a position where you're going to suffer, because the first thing in your brain, you're not thinking, okay, what do you want? Why are you here? And even my father says this. My father says this all the time. My father says when people just pop up out of the blue and they just pop up out of nowhere, he says the first thing that he always thinks is, who sent you? Who sent you my way? Why are you here? What would be the reason for you being here? You have to always ask yourself these questions, because if you don't, this is what happens when you get into predicaments. And then when you look back, you look back and you're like, oh, that's the only reason why they wanted to be here. I'm sorry. The harsh reality is that very rarely is anyone going to be in your life because they truly want to be there because you're so great and you're so special. Someone's got to admit this to you. But the harsh reality is that nobody wants to be in your life because you're so great and because you're so special. They want to be in your life because there is a sense of value that they're able to gain from you, and that there is something that they want from you. So what happens is that when women start overestimating men, a lot of women will give men a lot of credit for things that they haven't earned. It's like what I talked about either yesterday or the day before yesterday. This is why men can't wrap their mind around why women would be easy. Because that signals off to men, okay, you're putting way too much value on me to make you want to like bust it wide open for me. Like all I did was just take you out for a freaking meal and like give you like 3 compliments, and all of a sudden you want to bust it wide open. Like that's the value that you have on me as a man. Like that's all that has to be required of me. There are a lot of men that think that, because they understand like that's weird that you're placing so much value on me. A lot of men question that. A lot of men don't understand where that's coming from. So when you're giving men credit with things that they haven't, when they haven't earned, and you're like, oh, I'm looking at for his potential. You're giving him credit for leadership. You're giving him credit for emotional depth. And it's like, girl, all he did was tell you good morning. All he did was tell you good morning for like a month straight. And all of a sudden he has like emotional depth. Like, he's leading the team at Amazon. He's leading the team at the Amazon factory. And all of a sudden he has all these good leadership abilities. He pulled out the chair for you. And like all of a sudden he's a gentleman. You're putting too much value on these things that just really aren't enough for you to gauge the character of a person. It's just performances. Okay. And then simultaneously, men like to downplay their own power, their own intuition, their own gifts that they have. So when you're putting a person on a pedestal, naturally you're reducing yourself down. So then you have this imbalance. And so this is when you sign up for your suffering, because you're downplaying yourself so much. You're thinking that this is like a gift. You're thinking that this man in your life, or whoever it is like a gift from heaven, but you're not even acknowledging the things that you have going on for yourself. You don't even realize the value that you have as a woman. And so a lot of women, you end up suffering and being so willing to suffer because you've reduced yourself down to nothing. You've reduced yourself down to nothing, and you're giving men credit for doing absolutely nothing, and you're sacrificing a lot when they're really not doing a whole lot. Okay. Another thing, women have an addiction to policing one another. One thing about men do not police one another at all. They can see a man bop some woman upside the head, and a man is not going to police the other man. A man could be completely disrespectful to another person. Men do not police other men. Women are the ones that are constantly policing other people. When women are constantly in this state of wanting to police other people, women are constantly trying to look for this thing of like, will they hurt me or they disrespected me? Because women, this is why a lot of married women, they don't understand the embarrassment that they sign up for when they talk about, when they put their business online for the internet to see, and they talk about how their husband cheated on them or how their husband ate up all their food and stuff like that. Because women take pride in being victims. And so this is the uncomfortable truth. This is why men are always making the argument when they're like, I don't believe women. I don't believe women when they talk about XYZ. The reason being is because women like to stay in suffering mode because then they get to complain about how much they're suffering. Meanwhile, there's a door right there and they can walk right out the door. Like, women will literally be in a house and it's like, okay, you could smell the smoke. You could smell the fucking smoke. You know that something is off. You know that there's a fire nearby. And then you start seeing the flames and you're like, oh, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't start that fire. Like, and then it's not until you're getting burnt up and then you run out of the house and you're like, oh my God, that is it. I done got burnt up. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I'm just gonna blame the fact that there was a fire. I'm gonna blame the person where they started the fire at. Okay, you understand that there's a fire though. Like, you smelled the smoke, you saw the flames, you got burned. Like, why do you have to allow yourself to get burned before you decided to leave the situation when you smelled smoke long ago? Like, you wanted to sit there and get burned because at least you have proof now. You have proof now of, oh, well, I can blame it on somebody because I'm not the one that started the fire, but you wouldn't have got burned in the first place had you just left out of the house. Like, so a lot of women are subconsciously programmed to want to deal with this suffering when they don't have to, because then they can blame another person. So this is why men are always going to look back at women and say, no one told you to do that. No one told you to do that. So that's the reason why I am telling y'all that your prevention, the high amount of prevention that you have as a woman is what's going to prevent you from having to deal with all this suffering. Men are never going to tell you this. They rather you figure it out. Honestly, they rather you just figure it out and go through all of these things and then laugh at you and say, ha, 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 you should have known better. But a part of having wisdom is seeing the experiences of other people and believing that those are the experiences that they had, and putting yourself in a predicament where you don't have to go through what they went through. And you don't have to have so much pride attached to the fact that I'm going to be different. You're not going to be different. And when you have someone telling you they're crying, they're telling you how their life is ruined, why would you even want to sign up for that as a challenge? Why would you want to sign up to potentially be the 1% that's going to come out on the other side when you have so many other women telling you the experiences that they're having? It's not logical to do. It's not logical to do. You have to take your pride aside and understand that this is the common theme that is happening amongst these relationships. I literally just seen a TikTok post yesterday. It was this white couple. It was like a carousel post of two pictures. It was this white couple. She says it's a picture of them together. They got married. And she says that this is the man I married after I told him my two traumatic experiences with my ex-husband, and essentially how she feared being a single mother, and essentially how like she was traumatized by the fact that her last husband left her after she gave birth. Then the next picture was 6 months later, he got me pregnant and now he completely walked out of my life. So you already had an ex-husband that did this, and all it took was for a man to tell you that he wouldn't do it again. And so you decided to get married and then let him knock you up 6 months later. All it took was for somebody to use words to convince you to do the same exact thing that you did already, that it was already proven that it didn't have a favorable outcome. If it didn't work out the first time, if it didn't work out the first time, that should be assigned to you with something that traumatic, with something that life changing, such as having a child. Why would you want to put yourself in a predicament that words would be enough to convince you to do it again? Now you're suffering because all it took was for some words to lead you to make the same mistake again. And the thing about it is that, like, the world isn't going to coddle women for making these decisions. Like, it's just a harsh reality. Like, we don't live in a woman centric and we don't live in a child centric world. So, like, being a woman and like playing victim, I mean, like, no one's going to care, unfortunately. No one's going to care. So the thing about it is that this like level of like wanting to point the finger because someone disrespected them, women will sit here and talk about the disrespect, like, oh, I've been cheated on. Oh, I've done this, the flakiness, the inconsistency, the lack of emotional vulnerability. But then women will do everything instead of leave. So all they're doing, they just start building all of these excuses to stay in their situation. Women suffer a lot because women refuse to believe their own observations. Women have no trust in their own observations. Women are constantly putting themselves in a state to gaslight themselves. Maybe this time will be different. Maybe he's changed. Like, you have all of the evidence and the proof in front of you that the person that you're with, like, once they cheated once, they're a cheater. Like, you can't uncheat yourself once you cheated already. So this whole thing of like, oh, well, we're gonna like have like a patch and we're just gonna patch them over. You're a cheater forever once you cheated once already. So at that point, it's a part of your character that you're going to cheat. There is no amount of excuses that you can make for a person that has that type of behavior. And it's something that you feel as though is a sign of disrespect or something that you don't approve of. If you don't approve of it, you can't reward the behavior by staying. That makes no sense. 1,000%. I mean, at the end of the day, with patriarchy, it wasn't like men facilitated patriarchy alone. Like, we did have a hand in helping men facilitate patriarchy. This is why, like, a matriarchy, it's not going to exist for a very, 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 very long time. A very, very, very long time. Because could you imagine having a matriarchy and you have one male-centered woman? All it would take is one male-centered woman to ruin matriarchy for everybody. All it would take is for one male-centered woman to go back to a herd of men and like one of those men and fall in love with one of those men, and then let them know where we live, where we gather, what we do. And then before you know it, that man and a whole group of those men are going to come in and they're going to rummage through everything and unalive everyone and start taking everyone as prisoners. That's how easy it is. Thank you for the super chat, Miss April. Appreciate you. That's how easy it is for these things to get facilitated, and how these things, like how things patriarchy started, like women did have a hand in it. Because it's a lot. With great power comes great responsibility. And the thing about it is that as a woman, the harsh reality is that you have to be on your P's and Q's constantly. You have to be on your P's and Q's constantly. Whether you're in friendships with women, whether you're dealing with a man, you're going to constantly have to have a state of hypervigilance, because although we live in a patriarchy, everyone around a woman can extract something from a woman. It's not the same for a man. Every single person in the world is able to extract something from a woman. It is not the same for a man. children, men, and other women can extract from one woman. And now you can work. So now your job can extract from you too. You have a lot of things that can be extracted from you. And when you have multiple situations and people tugging at you, of course you're going to look around and you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm exhausted and I'm tired and I'm resentful and I've been through all of this suffering, because you have a lot of things to give, but that doesn't mean that you should just be giving it to people freely. Like, you have to have a sense of understanding that you're valuable as a woman and you have a high sense of value, and that a lot of people can benefit by being around you. That's not something that you would just give away freely once you understand that it is something that you possess. Like, I always like to use the analogy of like a jewelry store, like a very high-end jewelry store. Rolexes have like a wait list for a reason. Okay, they have a wait list for a reason. Rolex doesn't want people just coming and going out of their store because the watches have so much value. Like, there has to be a level of intention that you have to have going into a Rolex store. It has to be a high level of intention, because you understand that you're not going to just be able to go in and get a Rolex watch. Like, that's just not how it's going to work. You know what I mean? You have to have that much value of yourself within your life, where it's like, you have to look at yourself and say, not everybody can just pass by through here. Like, you're not a dope house. You're not a crack house. You're not just going to let people come by and hang out and do whatever they want and come and go as they please. Like, no, like, your energy and your time, your aura, all of those things, like, that should be sacred enough for you to view as like a jewelry store, a Rolex store, a very, very high place of luxury. They don't let just any person go into those places, because they don't want all that energy infiltrating and ruining the place. They're not going to let the business suffer. They're not going to let the business suffer at the hands of giving everybody a chance or being nice to everybody. That's another thing with women, us being conditioned like, oh, you have to be nice to everybody. I'm telling you something. As a woman, you're going to suffer more being nice than you're ever going to suffer than being mean. Are you going to get outcasted? You're definitely going to get outcasted if you're mean. You're definitely going to be alone if you're mean. But in most cases, the women who are super, super nice, a lot of those women, once they've been nice to a point, a lot of those women don't make it out alive. A lot of those women are, I'm going to be nice to this person, and then it puts them in a state of being highly vulnerable. And then, unfortunately, this is how women have situations that happen where their life gets taken. So, better for you to be ostracized and better for you to be outcasted on an account of you protecting your energy, because once again, people that are going to outcast you, they're upset over the fact that they cannot have access to your energy. Because like I said, people that want to be around you, they want something from you. And so when people get upset over the fact that you're not giving them what they want, they're going to get angry. They're going to get angry with you. So you have to understand, oh, well, I rather have my peace in my like sanity. I rather have my peace in my sanity as opposed to people, caring about liking me or being valued or being favored, all because I'm being nice and all because I'm just like trying to keep the peace within these people. You're going to suffer every single time. Okay. Another thing too, this is like how pick-me's think. Pick-me's are always going to put themselves in danger with men and have themselves suffer a lot because they want to be chosen more than they want to choose. Most women have been trained to value being picked over picking wisely. So this is why men are always saying, choose better, choose better, choose better. Are they right? Yes. Are they wrong? No, because obviously we know that that's a disingenuous argument, because in order for women to pick better, there would have to be enough suitable men for enough women to have positive experiences with men, and that's not the reality. But once again, like I said, men are also not telling you to be preventative, because for the reality for most women, like, Choosing better just means choosing yourself and just choosing your own peace, because that's the thing. Men will tell women, oh, you need to choose better. They're not telling for you to not choose anyone. So they still want you to give all of these men a chance. Men are never going to give the advice and just say, oh, just stay single. They're never telling women that, because if they tell you to become single, they're not going to get an advantage to be with you. So that's why they want you to constantly take accountability. Yeah, the more times you take accountability, the more chances you're going to be able to give men, that then they're going to have more access to you. They're never going to tell women to just omit completely, because there's a value of suffering that they understand that, okay, because at the end of the day, a lot of these men get off from you suffering in these situations, what the men, them suffering or you suffering. A lot of these men, like, they want to see you suffer anyway, or they at least want to be at the pit of your suffering, especially if they don't like women. They would much rather see you suffer anyway. Another thing too, women constantly making men the main character. This is the reason why. So this is the reason why, in my like humble opinion, I find it to be nearly impossible for you to be fully ascended as a woman and be in a relationship with men. Because I know that there's always like a thing, like a common argument of, can you really decenter men and be in a relationship? You can, but you're not going to reach the highest level that you can reach. There's no way. There's no way that you're going to be able to reach your highest level as a woman and be married or be in a relationship with a man. It's not going to happen, because men require a lot. They do. They require a lot. Even if it's a man that knows how to cook, clean, he spends money on you, they still want your attention. They still want your energy. They still want your validation. Men are not going to leave empty handed when they're dealing with a woman. Point blank, period. They're not going to leave empty handed by dealing with a woman, or else they wouldn't deal with a woman at all. You're going to have to give up something. That is still energy that you are using on a man, where you could be using it elsewhere to get you to where you need to get further in life. Like, for instance, I travel for work because it's the quickest way for me to be able to make money. It's super, super quick. If I was in a relationship with a man, in most cases, my energy would be leaking through that relationship, and then that would show up in my ability to be able to make money, because in most cases, a man is not going to want to be in a relationship with a woman when she is traveling to different states. She's traveling across 50 states, and she's gone for a minimum of 13 months at a time. So my energy would then have to go to staying in one place with a man, but I can't make as much money working staff. I can't make as much money doing that. So you see how you see where your energy would have to go into one thing, and then not the other thing, and that will slow you down. The men are always going to be there. Okay. I'm constantly always going to want to make money, and I want to be able to make it so I don't have to keep working forever. They're talking about 50-year mortgages. I'm not trying to do that craziness. I mean, I don't want a house anyway, but, so these men require to be the main character. And so when you actually center them in the main character in your story, because the thing about it is that whenever I talk to married women, it's like every decision that they say that they're making, it's always in regards to their husband, because that's the only way that a woman can function. Very rarely are you going to have a conversation with a husband and he's talking about making a decision and he's talking about him talking to the wife. I think it's more shocking when you actually hear a man talk about, oh, like, let me call my wife. Let me see how she feels about this. So a lot of the time with women, like, the decisions that they make, their value system within their self, the timeline, like, I can't believe how many women abandon their own timeline because they have a man in their life, or they abandon just their own boundaries. Like, how many women, like let's say that her and the husband agreed that they weren't going to have children until 5 years after they were married. 2 years later and she's pregnant. And she's like, well, I wanted to wait 5 years, but he wanted us to have the child sooner. And so I just went on ahead and I decided that that we were going to have the child now. And it's like, you do understand that you are going to be the one pregnant for 9 months. Like, you do understand that, like, you didn't actually have to do this. Like, the only way that the baby can be had is if you allow yourself to get pregnant and if you continue on with the pregnancy. Like, you're the one that has all of the power in this situation. And obviously it didn't take that much effort for you to feel as though you went back on the agreement that you all made. And meanwhile, these men aren't trying to really, men are not conditioned to center women in their relationship. So it's like, what's the point? And then the thing about it is that, like, if something happens or if it's unfavorable, like, I feel like we hear these stories a lot where a woman will say that she didn't want a child. She gets married. After they get married, all of a sudden the husband said he didn't want a child. Now all of a sudden he wants a child. She still doesn't want a child. And then guess what she does? She ends up having a child. And then, like, ironically, the child will end up with, like, special needs, or the pregnancy will be debilitating to the mom, where she will have some type of, like, physical injury or something like that will, like, set her back. Imagine giving in to doing something that you didn't want to do, and that's the price that you have to pay. Like, you have to do 10 times as more work now, because not only do you have a child, but, like, now you have a child with special needs. You went from being able-bodied to now having a disability. Like, the world is going to teach you very quickly what it feels like to go against your word. Like, that's a very important thing, especially as a woman. In most cases, as a woman, when you set a boundary and you go against your own boundary, you're going to have hell to pay. I don't ever hear good stories of women telling me how they went against their own boundary and they actually had a really good outcome. Very rarely does that happen. Most of the time, you're going to sorely regret the fact that you went against what it was that you had never wanted to do. And the thing about it is that you're going to be stuck with dealing with all that, especially in regards to children. That's your child. That's your child at that point. If the man doesn't want to stay and take care of the child, it's all going to be on you. Another thing too, a lot of wives do this. And I always say, especially a lot of married women who are in unhappy marriages, a lot of wives have to laugh to stop themselves from crying. And one of the ways that a lot of women do this is they take the immaturity of males as normal by, like, disguising it as jokes or making it as, like, a joke amongst other women. So they'll joke about, like, oh yeah, my husband never puts his laundry in the laundry bin. He never puts the toilet seats down. He never rinses out his dirty dishes. He never dumps the food in the garbage. Okay, so imagine how much extra steps you have to do as a woman. So every time you go in the bedroom, you got to pick up clothes that aren't yours and put them in the bin. Every time you use a bathroom, you got to put the lid down. You got to put the toilet lid down. Every time you go to wash dishes, you got to let the dishes sit in the sink for 20 minutes because he didn't want to rinse the bowl out of soup that he had. Imagine having to constantly do that over and over and repeat it over and over. And you're doing this for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. The only way that you're able to do something that long is when you're able to take your suffering and disguise it as, like, a joke, because you just look at it as, like, oh, men are so immature. These men are boys. They're toddlers. They don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and you're telling them what they're doing. They just simply don't care. They just simply don't give a fuck, especially when the clothes are getting picked up anyway. The toilet seat's getting put down anyway. The dishes are getting cleaned anyway. What would be the point? So women will compromise doing these things so much, they'll compromise on a downward trajectory, and then they end up like getting frustrated. They end up building up all of this resentment because they're like, well, I'm doing all of these things. You're saying I see, so I left a new guy I'm seeing on red the whole day, but he didn't call or chase. Is that good or bad? He seemed very honest so far and said he's looking for a RLS. I think that means relationship. And he answers when I text. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, my thing is like, what's your intention? Like, my thing is like, what's your intention behind all that? Like, did you just like do that because like you're trying to play the game? No shade. No shade. It's just I can't answer anything if I don't know the intention behind it. Like, I really don't expect a man to like double text if he got left on red. Like, that's not typically something that a man is going to do. I would never expect that behavior from a man. Like, me personally, if I leave a man on red, I don't want him texting me. Personally, I don't want a man texting me after I left him on red. Like, obviously, I didn't want to talk, so I didn't respond. Like, I didn't feel like texting, and also I wanted to pull away a little to see what he'll do. Yeah, he did the typical thing. He didn't text your ass back. Yeah, like so the thing about it is that you cannot test men the same way that men would test you. Women are the ones that are women are the ones that are conditioned to emotionally want to fill in the gap when men pull away. Men are not conditioned to want to fill in the gap emotionally when a woman pulls away. So you can't apply that test to men. If you ghost a man and a man is trying to check in on you, he's probably crazy. Honestly, something's probably wrong with him. He's probably a stalker. He's probably very obsessive. Something's probably wrong with him. Because no regular man is going to want to chase after a woman after she's left him on red. Cuz it's not the same. Men don't have an emotional investment to want to like chase after women. If you don't respond, they'll just go find another woman to talk to. I had a manager who said, "Wow, my husband is out of town. Should have never got married." Just kidding. Yeah, the women love making jokes. The women love making jokes about how they can't stand their husband. They'll make a joke out of how much of a nuisance he is, how annoying he is, how sloppy he is, how disgusting he is. They got to constantly joke to hide from the pain that they have of being in the relationship or being in the marriage. Yes, the feeling the next day you realize you went against yourself, and then another 2 weeks to recover from the fact you betrayed yourself. Yeah. And I always say the willpower that it takes and the strength that it takes to not betray yourself and to not go against yourself is going to be way easier than the regret that you'll have to deal with after you've betrayed yourself. It's going to feel so worse because you understand that like I could have prevented all of this. I don't know, man. I've never been in a relationship and I don't know how to act. We're still in a talking stage. She said we went on 2 dates so far. It's a fact. So how do I test men? You don't have to test a man. You'll never have to test a man. If a man values you enough, he's going to do what is required. He's going to do what's required. If you're over here hinting over the fact that, oh, I like going on nice dates, oh, I like a man spoiling me, oh, I go out shopping, he's going to do those things. Point blank period. Like, you don't need to put men to a test at all ever, because men understand already what you're doing, because men are highly strategic and highly manipulative anyway. So men already know that you're testing them. You don't ever have to put men under those circumstances. All you have to do is give yourself a timeline. You have to know what you want out of the man. Give a short timeline for him to do what it is that you want him to do. And then if he doesn't do what you want him to do, then you just move on to the next person. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. How quickly can you get what you want? Because that's how men date. Men's whole strategy behind dealing with women is, how quickly can I get what I want? Ew, tell him that you're busy in the afternoon. I don't blame you for wanting to hang out in the day. He wants to see you in the afternoon because he wants to get busy. I would make an excuse. Like, I would be like, no, I can't. Like, I don't know what you do for work, but I would lie and say that, like, my schedule got changed. Like, because it's your birthday. He probably wants B-Day Punani. So that's probably why he wants to see you in the evening. The best thing about texting is that no one can sense that you're anxious over text. And you could just have fun and be whoever you want to be via text. Do I text back and answer him? No. You can't sucker out now. You can't sucker out now. You've already went 24 hours without texting him. You can't sucker out now and double text. That means that you would be the loser. My 61-year-old just went ghost. I don't know if he's dead or if he is ignoring me. Questions that need answers. Don't text him again. Don't text him again. If you text again, you're a loser. You're going to be the loser in all of this. Like, you already started playing a game. You texting him is you playing a game. Like, you do realize that as soon as you start doing these tests, you've now taken a relationship and you've now taken your encounter with a man and you've turned it into a game. The objective in any game and in every game is to win the game. When you go back on what you did, that means you lose the game. Like, when you don't stay 10 toes down on what you started, that means you lose the game. And then he's going to look at you and be like, "Oh, she couldn't even go 24 hours without texting me. She's weak. She really likes me." Like, that's what he's going to think if you text him. So nope, if he never texts you again, he just never texts you again. Y'all gonna learn, like, that's the thing with women. Y'all are gonna learn playing these games is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. Like, if you sit here and play these games, you better be prepared to deal with the uncomfortability of sitting here and dealing with the repercussions of playing these games, because these men are going to put you in a state of being uncomfortable when you decide to play games with them. They're going to test you back and see, like, okay, how long can I stall her out for? How long can I stall her out for before she decides to crack and decide to text me? And I don't play. This is why my ass doesn't date anymore. I'm not dating. I'm not dealing with no man because I played them games. I played them games for too long. I'm tired. I'm tired. I am tired. In the prize is a man. In my case, it's most likely going to be an average man. I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay, another thing too, I am so tired of like love being painted as if like you have to suffer through love. That is programming. Okay, women are constantly taught that like you have to endure, you have to be patient, you have to hold him down. Men leave the second that something goes wrong. Men leave the moment that their needs are not met. Women are just told like, "Oh, well, it's so noble that you suffered." And it's like the suffering isn't worth anything if it's not reciprocated. If only one of us is suffering, what's the point? I'm not getting any benefit off of my suffering. So what's the point of me dealing with this? What's the point of me being here? There's no point in me dealing with this. It's not natural. It's not natural for you to constantly being in a state of suffering when you quote unquote love somebody. That's not normal. Like as a woman, one of the best things that you can do is have a low tolerance for suffering. Because to be honest, that's what kept me out of fucked up relationships. I have a low tolerance for suffering. I do not put myself in a predicament to try to prove to anybody that I know how to suffer. I'll just quit the job. I'll just end the relationship. I'll just move away. I'll just say, fuck it, it's fine. I don't even care. I don't even care. So it's like, okay, I just won't even deal with those problems. I won't even deal with that shit. Like, just leave me alone. Is texting after leaving on red means I'm texting first? Geez, I'm so autistic. Yes. If you already texted him, if he left you, my thing is this: your intention of the game. You decided that you were gonna leave this guy on red because you wanted him to chase after you. So, like, you said you wanted him to chase after you. So if he decides to not chase after you 4 months from now, well, then guess what? So be it. The thing about it is that at some point the man's going to come back anyway. So it's not like he's not ever going to text you, but I don't know if that'll be 4 days or 4 months from now. Girl, just text him then. Fuck it. Just text him then. Y'all don't listen to me, no way. Y'all don't listen to me, no way. So, girl, do whatever. Text him, don't text him. It'll work out, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what y'all want me to tell y'all anymore. Text him and make some excuse and say, "Hey, I've been busy, I guess." Do what men do. I've been busy. And see how that goes, I suppose. Figure out how to, I guess, pivot after that. Oh my god, I was thirsty. Another thing, oh my god, women in this fucking potential. I can't stand that when women are like, "Oh, I want to deal with him for his potential and like I see so much potential in him." Yeah, you're signing up to suffer. You're signing up to suffer. No man is really ever going to deal with a woman for her potential. Like no man sees a 600-pound woman and is like, "Oh yeah, I see her potential to be a baddie. I could just see how she's going to look, you know, 500 and no, we'll say 480 pounds lighter. I could see the vision and how her beauty's going to look when she clears her acne. I can see, I can see how she's going to look after she gets her BBL. Like no man is talking like that. Like Men value beauty. Ain't no man talking about he could see the potential in a woman's beauty. Ain't no man over here thinking about how he's going to help this woman go to the gym and build her up and build her into a BBL baddie and stuff like that. So why are y'all looking at potential over this stuff with men? A man ain't doing that. You either got it or you don't got it. Like, men are very simple. Men are like, I'm not investing my time and my energy. Like, men are like, nope. Men are like, I'm gonna go from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman to woman until I get what I want. Simple. Simple. Like, if you're not on what they're on, if you're not on what they're on, they just gonna be like, all right, fuck it. I'm not getting what I want out of this situation. Like, they're not even gonna try to, they're not even gonna, I mean, some men will, but I would say overall, most of the time, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna just move on and go get it, move to a different target. Because that's how it was in the strip club. In the strip club, you only need to talk to a man for like 15 minutes. You only need to talk to a man for like 15 minutes before you need to know if he's going to spend money on you or not. Once I can gauge that he ain't going to spend money, I'm not going to sit here and keep convincing this man to try to spend money on me. No, I'm just going to go to the next person. It's faster and it's more efficient. The reason why, and a part of it is conditioning. This is a reason why patriarchy is always telling women to deal with one man. They want to teach women, they want you to see how much you can squeeze out of one man. It ain't nothing to squeeze. They don't want you to go to a different man, squeeze something out of him, and then a different man, squeeze something out of him, and then another man, squeeze something out of him. Once something, if you have a tube of toothpaste and there's only so much toothpaste in the tube, whatever you done took out of the tube of toothpaste is out. And once it's empty, it's empty. That's how it is when you're dealing with men for potential. All that's in there is what's going to be in there. And whatever you squeeze out, that's all you're getting. That's it. The only way that you're going to be able to get anything more is to go to a different tube of toothpaste. And the thing about it is that with men, they're all used toothpaste tubes. They're all tubes of toothpaste. They've all been used up to some extent. So you're going to have to go to the next one and squeeze some out of that person and squeeze somebody out of that person. So that way you can have as much as you can. You're not going to be able to do that with one man. You're not going to be able to find a fresh tube of toothpaste. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Move on to another person, get a better target. One thing about me, I believe in power in numbers. I believe in power in numbers. And I've always had an abundance mindset, especially with men. If it don't work out with this man, I'll go deal with another man. Because the thing about it is that the women who marry often, I'm talking women that have been married 3+ times. The women that have been married 3+ times, they understand the power in numbers. They understand the power in numbers. So they're like, okay, well, I got married to this man. I got a little bit of something out of this man. Okay, I got another man to marry me. Let's see what I can get out of this man if it doesn't work out. Okay, I'll get another man to marry me. And what you'll see with the women that are smart and that are not marrying for love, they keep leveling up every marriage. They keep leveling up every single marriage because they're like, you want to know what? I got the strategy down. I'm over here. My tactics are getting better. My strategy, I can go on ahead and I can reap more benefits. I'm learning something through these marriages. So a lot of those women that get married, they get married multiple times. Yeah, it's because they got the strategy and the game down, that they understand the power in numbers. They're not going to sit here and just stay married to one man and just try to run themselves through the grave trying to extract something in a man and it ain't nothing there. No, divorce the man and go get a new one and wash, rinse, and repeat. It ain't that hard. Women will be complaining like, I'm just suffering in this marriage. Girl, you're not suffering. It's plenty of men out here. If you want to be, you can get married again if it means that much to you. You can go find somebody else and get married. Like, Oh, I can't stand it when women are like, no, I got to stick around and no one else is going to want me, and yada, yada, yada. It's like, are y'all kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? Oh my God, Anon, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. I haven't seen you in here in forever. But yeah, it's like, dude, like just leave the fucking marriage and go find somebody else. Like, this is why men don't take us seriously. Like, this is why men don't take us seriously, because it's like nobody wants to hear you complain about this fucked up relationship that you're in. Just go find somebody else. I'll help you go find somebody else. And that's another thing too. It'll be like your friend crying over some man, and then you're gonna sit here and like you're over here like, okay, well, like let's go out, like let's go do something, like let's go check for some dudes or whatever, like let's get your confidence back up, you know what I mean? Like, let's go ahead and like, have you get some attraction from other men, like, that way you can be reminded, you know what I mean, that like you're that bitch, you look good. And she's like, no, I don't want to leave the house. I'm like, oh my God, you don't even want to try. You don't even want to try to freaking forget about this dude. Like, you just want to stay miserable. I can't stand women like that. Like, girl, okay, fine. Go be cooped up in this house and gain 10 additional pounds. And now you really gonna be down and out complaining about how no man wants you. And then I talked about it already, but like the whole thing of like ignoring your own rules because you're emotionally invested. The thing about women is that women have boundaries until they catch feelings. Okay, that's usually how it is for a lot of women. Women got boundaries until they catch feelings. Once women catch feelings, their boundaries go out the fucking window. Boundaries are non-existent once they get emotionally invested. And it's like, no, you have to keep your boundaries no matter how high the degree of emotional investment is that you have to keep your boundaries. It's never going to work out if you break your own boundaries all because you have an emotional investment into somebody. Men are never breaking their own boundaries because they have so much emotional investment in a woman. Never. Like, women have to at least act like they have something to protect. And that's why I said your value system within yourself as a woman, the value system that you see within yourself as a woman is what's going to instill that you have something worthy of protecting. Sorry. Women that don't feel worthy, they just gonna put themselves out there. They gonna put themselves out there on the front line with no body armor, no Teflon, no nothing, because they don't have anything to protect. Women that understand that they have something to protect, they're not going to just sit here and have themselves all open and just accessible for anybody's use and disposal after. No. People that don't have anything don't mind just giving anything up. They don't have anything to lose. They don't have anything to lose. This is why men are never picking Pygmesia. Men are never picking Pygmesia because what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I genuinely believe that I think that men will never admit it, but I legit think that men look at pick me women like they have a mental illness. They will agree with the talking points that the women are saying. They will agree with their talking points, but when they're actually using this in the sense of dating, in who that they want to deal with, they're never going to apply that to the real world. They're never going to look at the application that a pick me has in her brain and think that she's sane. Ever. There's never been a sane woman, and this is coming from someone that does it. When I was a pick me, I was not. I mean, I'm still not really mentally sane. If we're being honest, I'm still crazy, just a different type of crazy. But men are not going to pick a pick me because they understand that something's fucking wrong with them. Honestly, they're not gonna pick them because they're over here thinking like, "Man, there's no way that this woman, like, actually is thinking this and, like, living her life in this way." There's no reason because men are around other men and men know how other men are. Men cannot live in that reality of just completely agreeing with pick me's while completely like dismissing the fact that they know the behavior of other men. This is why men will sit here and date a woman and like dog her out, and then we'll have a daughter and then tell her daughter, "Oh, you can't date anybody. These boys are bad. I don't want you over here dating any boys." Yeah, because you know what you're doing in your relationship, and you don't want that to be projected into what another man could be doing to your daughter. If you need a great man that provides for you fully and respects you and loves you fully, would you be interested in a marriage? Just asking, and we love you, sis. Marriage is never on the table for me. Marriage is never on the table for me. This is the thing with boundaries. This is the thing that women have to understand with boundaries. You don't have a strong enough boundary if conditions is going to break your boundary. That's not a boundary. A boundary is non-conditional. Marriage is non-negotiable for me. I will never be getting married. I will never be getting married. The perfect person could come into my life right now, and I'm never getting married to them because guess what? The perfect person for me would never want to get married. So that's how I know. I would never compromise on a boundary because the person that was coming into my life, they would want the same exact thing as me. Another thing, this is the harsh reality that women don't want to admit. Okay. This is the harsh reality that women do not want to admit because it's uncomfortable. A man a man that has reached the highest level of ascension that he can have with a woman, or a man that truly is going to respect a woman and provide for a woman, he's done all of the work to get rid of his patriarchal conditioning. He's faced all of his uncomfortable truths. He's uncovered all his repressed memories, all his traumatic things. I mean, a man that's really done the work. And mind you, this is like 0.000000001% of men. Like, this is a very, very small percentage of men. A man who has done that work isn't even going to need a woman. That man is not going to need a woman. Just like a fully ascended woman is not ever going to need a man, a fully ascended man is not ever going to need a woman for nothing. For nothing. Which is why society constantly has to put you in a state of lack. They constantly have to put men and women in a state of lack. They constantly have to put the value of a man of all of the things that he can obtain externally. And women are one of the things that patriarchy teaches men that they must obtain in order for them to be deemed as valuable. Because society cannot thrive when you have a ton of ascended people. Capitalism would cease to exist. The educational system would cease to exist. This whole society would be completely deconstructed if we had a ton of ascended people. You can't control ascended people. You can't box people in based off of race, based off of gender, based off of sexual orientation. You can't conform people to societal constructs when you have ascended people. So no fully ascended man is even going to be looking for any of that because he understands that I have all the value. I've done the work. It's all within me. And it's the same exact thing for a woman. No woman actually wants an ascended man because an ascended man is not going to want her. He's not going to, he may want to, he will respect you, but he's not going to want you. He's not going to need you. Once you realize that you live in a society that's just based off of you wanting external things, that way you can ignore all of the things internal. you're not gonna you know you're gonna realize that like, oh, it was all a scam anyway. This is the reason why, like, God, they want you to see God as something that is outside of you. And is there something outside of you that's greater than you? Yes, but like it's spiritual and woo woo, but like as above, so below, as above, so below, as within, as without. Anything outside of us is also inside of us. You have a microcosm and a macrocosm. Everything outside is reflected inside. So, like, remember when people were talking about Kanye West, and Kanye West was like, you know, I am a god, and people were like, oh, Kanye West is so narcissistic. It's because you legit are a god. Like, you have God within you. Like, you have all of the characteristics of a god. It's not something outside of you. They need you to believe that it's something outside of you because they need you to worship something. That way they can tell you what to do and how to think. If you're under the belief that something exists greater outside of you, it's easier for you to relinquish your control to that thing. And what happens is that you will no longer take accountability. That's the reason why I'm doing this live stream, because it's like another controversial thing that like Kanye West said that like went over a lot of people's head. When Kanye West was like, slavery was a choice. Like, for instance, patriarchy. Patriarchy was not done by just men alone. Like, women did assist men in patriarchy. They did. Like, it's literally in the book, When God Was a Woman. Women did assist men in the creation of patriarchy. With great power comes great responsibility. And after having a matriarch for so long, after time, you want to relinquish your power. After time, people can infiltrate you when you decide to let your guard down, and when you decide that you want to know what, I want to rest a little bit. This is when people are going to deem you as being more vulnerable. People can only infiltrate when you allow them to come in and infiltrate. Any group of people that are going to stay strong enough and never let somebody penetrate or infiltrate what's going on with them, they're never ever going to be taken down. They're never going to be taken down. But history repeats itself. It's never been a society that hasn't been overtaken by somebody else. This is seen through countries, like with war. This has been seen with genders. This has been seen with races. It's never been a time in life where there hasn't been one sector been overtaken by another, because they got comfortable. The people in power got comfortable at some point, and they allowed those people to come in. And so once you get comfortable, that's when you're going to get overtaken. You said I have been meditating and reading more, would love more ways to ascend. I feel like this is the thing. I'm a firm believer. Everything like that you do in small doses daily, it'll get you closer to like your spiritual ascension. So like, even if you were to meditate for 5 minutes, even if you were to like read a book for 10 minutes, going on a walk, making sure your diet is in order, drinking more water, make sure you have like a high amount of like vitamin D, putting yourself in a state of like discomfort by challenging your thinking or challenging your body. Excuse me. Putting yourself in a predicament where you have to be more adaptable. Those are all things in which you're practicing yourself to spiritually ascend. I think people think that like spiritual ascension is like how it is in like the movies, where it's like you're like laying down or whatever, and like you're like levitating and you're like, you know what I mean? It's not like that. It's like, I don't know, it's like a daily experience that you have, and like you have it over time. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but at some point it's just going to click. It's just going to click for you, and you're just going to feel it. Like you're just going to feel it, and you're going to feel like you're going to feel like you're a part of like something much greater than what it is that you're seeing in like the 3D. Marriage is compared to breaking the wild spirit, essentially, 1,000%. Things women can do to ascend. Yeah, and women have asked me to make videos talking about that. She said when most women actually realize how stupid men really are, it's going to be embarrassing as F that they are ruling over us. She said, I just want to cuddle. Also, I just want to experience a relationship at once. The thing about it is that I can't stop women from wanting to have a dating experience. I can't. I'm not going to be the strict mother that's going to be like, don't have sex with boys. Like, I'm just going to say, hey, there's condoms. You really need to use a condom. That way you don't get pregnant, and that way you don't get an STD. Um, when it comes to dating, I'm going to tell you, like, you need to guard your heart. You need to not pour your investments, your emotional investments into it. And you need to be okay with ending things at the first red flag, because I can't stop somebody from wanting to date, but what I can do is equip you with the information that you would need to reduce the amount of trauma that you would have to potentially go through if you didn't follow my advice. I just stopped dating a girl that was obsessed with wanting to be married. So that explains why you haven't been on the channel. You were too preoccupied with the woman. I think her mom also wanted it more than her. She didn't even like the term dating, but courtship. I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, that would annoy the crap out of me too. That would annoy the crap out of me too. Like, my God. The women are getting the ick in the chat. I'm hollering. She said, this is the wrong lie for that cuddling stuff. It's one of those things that's understood, don't need to be explained, and you know when you know. Yeah, exactly. Like ascension is just something that you feel. You'll know. You'll know once you've done the work. You said, Queen, would you buy an AI male doll? Absolutely not. Because AI is modeled off of human behavior. And then if it's a male, that means it's modeled off of male behavior. Imagine getting it on with an AI doll, and it was this nice, charming AI doll, and then all of a sudden y'all are getting it on and it's trying to choke you to death. Like I seen an AI robot. It was this guy on his it was a guy on his little like bike, on his little motorbike, and there was this robot, and the robot had on punching gloves, mind you, and like the fucking robot was like coming up, like he was like getting ready to just like punch this guy on like his little motorbike. And the guy ended up getting off the motorbike, and the damn AI robot started landing punches on the damn bike. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll just get me a Highsmith machine. Thank you, Yolanda. Listen to us women with experience. We were there once, B. I'm telling y'all, most of the time women aren't going to listen. Women, this is what I'm saying, okay? This is what I'm saying. Most women are going to have to learn from experience. Like most women are going to have to go through the fire for them to gain the experience. This is why I'm going to say I don't even give the advice of telling women like don't date, because that's going to make them want to date more. Like it's that show, the Hulu show with Kim Kardashian called it's called All's Fair. I know what they're doing on a psychological level, because they're talking about how the All's Fair TV show, it got like a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's the worst thing that they've ever like seen. They're doing that because they want you to, it's piquing people's curiosity, and like the views of the show are going crazy because people are more geared to do something when you tell them not to do it, or when they tell you that it's something bad for them. Like the DARE program, y'all remember DARE, DARE? It was like the drug program. Yeah, kids were doing drugs more when they had the DARE program allocated in schools, because the police officer is over here telling you like, oh yeah, when you do those drugs, you don't feel anything, you feel all good, and when you start touching things feel good, and you're all giggly, and like you'll have a good time. And it's like, why would I not want to do something where I'm going to feel good, and like I'm going to be having a good time, and like I'm going to be giggling and stuff? Like, so the kids are like, well, then damn, I'm going to try it then. It don't sound half bad. They're like, that don't sound half bad. So this is why, for me personally, just with my experience with women on a personal level, I don't even tell women for them to not date. I just say, you better be on your P's and Q's. You better have your boundaries firm. You better wrap it up and use a condom. And you better leave at the first red flag. If you don't follow that formula, if you don't follow that formula, it's nothing I could do for you. They brought samples to your school. They was begging y'all to partake. They was begging y'all to partake in illegal activities. I think you're still pretty young, Coleslaw, because like DARE, they did it forever ago. They did it forever ago. Oh my God, and you're from Europe? Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome. Yep, unfortunately, going through the ringer is the most common form of teaching. Yep, and some women be like, "Put me back in, coach. Put me back in, coach. I'm ready to go back in there." That's how most women are. These women be all not. I'm not talking in a form of DV. Okay, this isn't a literal term. This is like a figurative term. But I mean, I guess you could apply it to DV, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to like make fun of like victims. I want to make that very clear. But it'll be these boxing matches, and women will go in these boxing matches, and they'll have their black eyes, and their lip is all swollen, their chin is all lopsided, and they're like, let me back in, I'm ready to go back in the ring. And I'm like, oh my God, you want to go back out there? You want to go back out there in the dating pool? Like, a woman will tell you the most traumatizing story ever with a man, and then she's like, yeah, so I'm back on the dating apps again. I just matched with this guy. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. They are scared to leave the material world behind. We have to do the spiritual work. Otherwise, we will be very uncomfortable on earth, girl. And I feel like the more spiritual work you do, the more uncomfortable I am on earth. I'm like, oh my God. I feel like when I was less ascended, the physical world on earth felt great. Now I know too much and I'm like, this place is fucking ghetto. I'm like, damn, this place is ghetto. Oh yeah, of course. This is why I'm not. This is why for women, I don't try to keep y'all's hope alive and say things. To me, it's like the ultimate gaslighting. To me, it's the ultimate gaslighting to tell women like, oh, well, that happened because like you didn't do this or you did do this, and you try meeting a man at church? Did you try meeting a man at the gym? Did you try, like, they're over here talking about men like, you're talking about some food item that you want to try. Okay, did you go to the Donuts on Fifth Street? Did you go to the Dunkin' Donuts on Sampson Ave? Did you try the Dunkin' Donuts on Sunset Street? Like, bitch, I'm not trying to get a blizzard. Like, I'm over here talking about a real life human being that's been societally conditioned to hate women. Like, what are we talking about? Like, why are you trying to reduce men down to like a goddamn blizzard at Dairy Queen? Like, I'm not over here trying to do all of that. That's crazy. Girl, like, I don't want to unalive myself. Like, I don't want to unalive myself, but like, I think everyone, at least in America, I can't speak for any of the other countries, but I know here in America, I think at like a minimum, we're all at like a tolerable level of depression. Like, we're all at a tolerable level of depression. Like, honestly, sometimes I'm like, man, I really wish the president would just like piss China off. That way they could just nuclear bomb this place and we could just start all over. Like, let's just all go out together. Let's just do. Oh, and thank you for the Cash App, Yolanda. I really, really appreciate you for sending me that if you're still on here. Um, I'm like, man, let's just start all over. Let's get this party started and boom, and let's just start from scratch. She said the day it ends, like the very next day, these men will have the replacement ready. Like, girl, they had the replacement. That's why when the women are like, he just moved on so fast. How was he able to get somebody that quickly? I'm like, girl, he started dating her like 2 months ago. He started dating y'all overlapping. Because men are not going to take time to be single. They're not going to take time to be single and sit in their singleness and then go out hunting for a new woman. They already got a new woman lined up. So I've been very sheltered growing up, and being alone was a punishment. Now I feel very tense and unsatisfied whenever I'm alone. I can't stand it. I don't know how to be comfortable with myself. Yeah, you're going to have to be uncomfortable. Y'all think Trump approving, oh, you call them the 2K stimulus? Girl, no. The president is literally talking about having us do he's talking about having citizens do a 50-year mortgage to encourage people to keep buying houses. Could you imagine a 50-year mortgage? Like, that's the reason why I don't want a house in the first place. I don't I don't even want to be tied to a 5-year car note. Okay, a 5-year car note is depressing me. That's why I'm going back out here and I'm getting this money, because I'm about to pay that bitch off. Because even 5 years is enough to depress me, to know that I have to be financially tied to something that long. A 15-year mortgage, a 30-year mortgage, a 50-year mortgage. Could you imagine the amount of fucking interest? Could you imagine the amount of fucking interest you're going to be paying on top of your mortgage and your taxes? Child. I hate the idea of being in debt too. Like, No. Oh, so I'm paying it off this year, so this would make it 3 years because literally I'm paying this bitch off in 3 years, like, because I got the car in. Yeah, because I ended up getting the car in 23. I'm paying this bitch off. I almost have it paid off because no. Exactly. It's all gonna be interest. It's all literally going to be interest. That is insanity. Hold on. Like a 50-year mortgage, and that's crazy. Ye Their first idea wasn't even like, "Oh, we should at least, like, look at the housing market and see if we can, like, figure something out." They're like, "Nope. The prices are staying where they're at. We're just going to make it longer for how long you'll have to pay." With or without kids, I'm not I'm not going to stay in the same home for 50 years. And then just think, if you have children and you have a 50-year mortgage, you're not going to outlive you paying off your mortgage. The average age that homeowners are is like 40, is like 40 years old. You're not going to outlive to pay that house down. So then if you have a 50-year mortgage and then you have children and then your children start a family and then you give the house over to them, how is your child going to be able to afford their high ass mortgage plus the mortgage that you've now indebted them to? Like this is the reason why generational wealth can never be passed down. It's very hard for generational wealth to get passed down because people acquire things through ownership, and people cannot own it before they die. And then whoever they put the ownership over to once they die cannot maintain the ownership over it. This is a reason why generational wealth is so hard. You have to be able to outlive and beat the time it would take for you to pay off the thing to own it. Because then you also got to realize you got to pay taxes. So then, even once your home is paid off, the person that would be responsible for owning the home once you die, they have to be able to pay the taxes on the home. Exactly. And you're talking about a 50-year mortgage, and then you're talking about having to pay for all of the replacing any of the appliances. If you live in a place with an HOA, you have to pay for the HOA. You have to pay for the taxes. Like, you have to pay for the homeowner's insurance. You have to pay for any repairs. Like, yeah, because no one is thinking that far. Most people are not thinking that far in advance because people are just only fixated on the now. Oh, let's have children. Children are the future. Children are this. Okay, yes, we care so much about this country that we leave our children a ton of fucking debt. Like, ew. Ugh. Cause I'm like, uh-uh. Who's gonna take care of you when you get older? Your kids aren't going to, because guess what? Your kids are going to be even more indebted into this system of slavery that they're going to have to work. They're not going to have the money to take time off from work to be able to take care of you. They're over here trying to slash insurance, over here trying to slash Medicare and Medicaid. Ain't nobody going to be in no predicament where they could financially stop working. All that FMLA and all that stuff's going to cease to exist. That stuff's not going to exist anymore. You're going to have to pay out of your own pocket for you to be able to get time off and for you to be able to get the FMLA and all that stuff. That stuff's not going to get covered anymore. You said, do gay male friends exist for a woman, or are gay friends just as terrible as hetero men to women? Do these rules apply to gay men too? I'm on the gay side of TikTok and I see so many gay men complaining about other gay men. I look at it like this, like whether a man is gay or whether he's like cis het, there's still patriarchal conditioning, right? There's still patriarchal conditioning. The quality of your friendship, the quality of a friendship with like a gay man is only going to be is like it's only going to be as good as how far he's went to like deconstruct his patriarchal conditioning, because there are gay men that like they don't like women, you know what I mean? Like they don't like women as people. They just like all of the things about women. Like they like the performance of being a woman, the feminine performance of being a woman. But there are gay men that they don't, at their core, they don't like us. See, that's bullshit. FMLA uses my sick leave, which I need when I'm sick. I can't use it to take care of everyone else. I only earn 4 hours every 2 weeks and I have a good job. Exactly. Don't forget all the men that are straight but have gay thoughts, child. And they can, and at this point, with how rampant misogyny is, like it's turning the men gay anyway. Like men are bonding over how much they hate women. If you're bonding over how much you hate women, that's going to turn you gay. Like there's no way that you're going to be able to there's no way that you're going to be able to be gay and you're bonding with another man over how you can't stand women. Like, and like the men are just bonding more and more and more and more and more over how much they can't stand women. And I'm like, baby, you already gay. You already gay. When I see a comment section full of men and it's like a beautiful woman and they're doing nothing but talking about like, oh, that's a 304. Oh, she's probably got a high body count, mid. I'm like, oh, like it's just a whole circle jerk. Like when I see a comment section like that, I'm like, it's a whole circle jerk full of men in the comment section. Like, did y'all see the video of that guy who was on the stage on the little hoop? He was sitting on the hoop, and there was a guy next to him. A man ripped that man's shirt off, and he was so happy afterward. He was smiling all big afterward. He was so happy that another man ripped his shirt off. I came back. I came back. I'll call her back later. I'll call her back later. It's time for me to grab some money, y'all, because I want to get this car. I want to get this car note paid off. I don't want to owe anybody. I don't want to owe anything. I want free. I want to be free, and I can make the money super quick on a quick ultrasound assignment. I'm still able to spoil y'all with live streams. So it's not gonna make a difference. I'm gonna suffer for a few months and get the fucking money and pay all this shit off. I'm tired of bills. I'm tired of bills. I want to just pay all of this shit off and be done. Be done and go on with my life. If you hate women, then you in love with men. I'm telling you, child. I'm telling you, that's why I'm like, I'm like, no, that makes no sense. I'm about to crack down on my credit card. Yes. You sit at my 9 to 5 now, just go. Yeah, and honestly, like, I'm a little bored. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm a little bored. I am. Your girl's a little bored. So I'm like, you wanna know what? I can stick it out for 3 months. I could stick it out for 3 months and make me some cash real fast. Stick it out for 3 months and then take a break. Oh, I hate when y'all say I need advice on something because it's usually spam. Like, just ask the question. Because I feel like every time it's I need advice on something, it's a damn bot or it's like spam. Yeah, 3 months is gonna go by super fast. And I'm not gonna be like crazy. I'm not gonna be crazy far from my family. So just in case I do get a little bit frustrated, at least I can, at least I could blow off a little bit of steam with my parents. Then when you come back to your entrepreneur bag, watch it be better after 3 months, girl. Cause then I'll be able to like invest more. And then also I want to go back home and get my home pole because I also want to start making like polling content and I need to go back home to the Midwest to be able to do that. And I found like more pole studios that like number one, like they're a little bit more inclusive. Not that there's anything wrong with any of the pole studios here, but I talked about it in the last live stream. I do want to be with some black women polling. I do. We do have a black owned studio here. We do have a black owned studio here, but I want to see more unambiguous black women in the pole dance studio that we have here. That's black owned. She's biracial. Once again, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm definitely going to check out her studio before I go. But I really would appreciate seeing more unambiguous black women in the pole space. So and I'm getting like more like inquiries in my personal life too about like people asking me to like help them build their social media. So I think that's also something that I might want to like focus on too, like in between assignments. It's just a lot. It's hard being good at a lot of things. It is. It's hard being good at a lot of things because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And my showcase performance was so good. It was so good. It was good as hell. It was super, super good. How can you show more compassion on yourself for not being super wealthy and never having a lot of money? I would rather not have a lot of money than to sacrifice myself for a man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Honestly, ain't nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I haven't like worked my 9 to 5 job since September. So it'll be a full 3 months that I would be off work before I decide to go work my 9 to 5. And I've been able to show myself so much compassion in this season of my life because it's like obviously like I'm not working 9 to 5. So like I have a reduction in the amount of income that I have. I have a reduction in the amount of income that I have. And so, like, I can't cling on to consumerism like I used to in order for me to give myself a sense of validation. I can't cling on to that because I don't have the money coming in for me to facilitate that. And so, it's actually like taught me to actually like value myself and like care about myself to the degree where like I don't even value those things anymore. Um so I don't think there's anything like I feel like you're already on the right path to begin with. Like um because if you would rather not have a lot of money than to sacrifice yourself for a man, then it sounds like you want to be comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Because that's where I'm at. Like today, like I'm purging a ton of shit. I'm purging a ton of shit out of my wardrobe, a ton of shit that I don't need because I don't need it. I don't wear any of it. I had to accept the fact, like, bitch, you're an introvert. You don't be outside. Like, bitch, you don't like people. You don't want to, the only heels you want to be in at this point are 8-inch pleasers. Only heels I want to be in are some 8-inch pleasers. Like, that's all, that's the only heels I want to be in. I don't want to be in any other, I don't want to be in any other heels. Like, I don't want to dress up for real. Like, I want to wear like some jeans or some freaking leggings. Like, I'm at the point in life where I'm like, I don't even care about any of that stuff. One of his first questions were, "Are you gay?" I'm glad you don't have to deal with those creepy ass patients, men doing ultrasound. Oh my God. And like, the thing that was annoying is that like when you have to do those exams, especially at an outpatient center, is just a lot creepier because it's like we were in like a back corner doing those ultrasounds. And so I'm like, this is why like I just would be a bitch to them and like not smile and like be not friendly or like warm to them just simply because it's like I don't want them to get comfortable. If you are worried about money, can you move in with family? It's not that I'm worried about money because I have more than enough money to sustain myself. I just want to pay off my debt quicker. I just want to pay off my debt quicker. Like that's really what it is. Like I just want to be able to pay it because I don't want to have to, I don't want to pay any more interest on my car more than I have to. I don't want to have to pay any more interest on my car more than I have to. And my credit hasn't budged enough for me to refinance my vehicle for it to make a dent big enough for it to make sense for me to do that. So I can make the money really, really fast on a travel assignment. I'm just going to do that for like a couple months and then pay it off. And then that's one less thing I have to worry about. It does get discouraging too, but to answer your question, I do like my family would welcome me with open arms. Like in between assignments, I typically live with my father. I typically live with my father, but I like my peace of mind. And anyone that's ever lived with your parents as an adult, you know you have to pay with your peace of mind when you live with your goddamn parents. Like, yeah, you're saving money, but you got to pay with your peace of mind. And I like my space. It does get discouraging to have pride. It does get discouraging to have to provide 100% on your own and then watch others not even work and have everything paid for them. I am proud of myself and am trying to be more financially responsible. Always remember, never envy the people that you see because everyone's paying a price. Okay. Even if someone is having financial security, they're paying in a different way. They're paying in a different way. Don't ever let yourself be fooled. But I'm just glad that you're being self aware. And yeah, I do ultrasound. I'm an ultrasound tech. I am an ultrasound tech. Gunna's new music video had so much chocolate women, and I loved it. Black women are so tea. Oh my God, I love that song by Gunna. I want to pole dance to that song too. When I get that pole, oh my God, when I go back and get that pole out of my place, oh my God, I'm gonna be having a ball. This guy at my job randomly asked my coworker if I was gay. She said yes, and he weirdly, I cannot talk. He weirdly said I figured I was a lesbo because I have finger waves and ear gauges and that I only smile at women. What's the problem? I mean, based off of what you just explained, I would think you was gay too. That's probably not the that's probably not the answer that you wanted, but if I seen a girl with finger waves and gauges, I would probably think that she's a lesbian too, and I probably would try to talk to her. Oh, you said the fact that men make it creepy. Like, obviously, he was attracted to you. Okay, so this is what I think. I think that men do need confirmation so that way they can gauge where they fare out sexually. So, like, I think that when men see a woman that they're attracted to, they need to get confirmation of her sexual orientation to get confirmation off of where they stand sexually. So are you doing a tour for 3 months and then going to do pole for a long time after that? I'm still going to do pole. I'm still going to do pole because where I'm going to be going, like there's studios that are around me. So I'm never going to stop. Yeah, he's trying to because like based off of what you're saying to me, you're probably I mean, obviously you don't have a profile picture. So like if I get this wrong, I'm really sorry. But like based off of what you're explaining to me, depending on your level of like prettiness, because like a lot of straight men like studs. So I don't know if you're a stud or a stem or like if you come off that way because I don't know if you're a lesbian, you haven't confirmed. But a lot of like these straight men, like they like to go after like more masculine presenting women or like yeah, like more like stud women. In my opinion, I think in my personal opinion, I think it's sexual repression as to why they do that. I think that in their brain, as long as they have a vagina, as long as they have a vagina, they don't have to like lean into being gay. But if you look kind of like a dude, at least you have a vagina. So then they can't have to tell themselves that they're gay. Does that make sense? Like if you look like if you're a woman and you look like you're presenting like a man, it's like they're sleeping with a man without sleeping with a man. Wait, you said I understand the 3-month tour thing, but the pole thing long term seems beneath you. Girl, no. Pole dancing has literally saved my life. Like, it's literally saved my life. Like, oh my God, I love it so much. Like, I love it so, so, so much. It's been so healing for me. It is because it's a really strong form of creativity for me. Like, a really strong form of creativity for me. And I was a stripper. In case you guys didn't know, I was a stripper. I don't even remember who D is. I don't even remember who D is. Am I still on here? How come no one's saying anything in the chat? Say something. Okay, cool. You sent a super chat. You sent a super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Anon. Have you watched Beauty and Black on Netflix? So I watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season because I canceled all my subscriptions. I did. I canceled all my subscriptions. How was the second season? Because I didn't watch second, but I loved the first season. I loved the first season. But you want to know what I have never watched, despite me being a stripper? I've never watched P Valley. I've never watched P Valley. You gotta watch the second one. Kimmy is on fire. I gotta watch. Dang, I may have to cut my Netflix subscription back on. Cause yeah, I did love Beauty in Black. Beauty in Black, that's probably the only Tyler Perry production that I'll ever like. Cause I have a strong disdain. I got a strong disdain for anything with Tyler Perry. I think that will probably be the only thing in history of his that I'll ever like. Cause like I think Greenleaf is Tyler Perry. Is Greenleaf is Tyler Perry. I did like Greenleaf. Um I think that's the only show that I can remember that like I had liked. You said you think I like P Valley. I'm gonna have to check it out. I did a pole dancing course as a teenager. I loved it. As soon as I relocate, I want to find another pole dancing course. Yes, girl. It's so much fun. Oh my God, I tried pole once. It was so hard. Yeah, it's hard as fuck. It is, it's hard as fuck. But it's so much fun. It is, it's so much fun. I would have loved to put my showcase performance on here, but I wouldn't be allowed to do it because I wouldn't be allowed to do it because of copyright. But I'll show you guys my trick pass. I can't play the music, but okay. I'll show you guys the trick pass. I haven't even looked at the video. Yeah. I was talking, I was on the TikTok live stream before I got on here. And I was like telling the girls about like how like I'm actually really, really strong. Like I'm super, super strong. And so when I had like this is with men that I know. So with the men that like I actually had known, they knew like how strong I was and they knew that I would do bodybuilding. So like men that were like outrageously bigger than I was. Like I'm talking about like men that would be like 6'1", 6'2". There was like this super, super muscular guy. And we had like ended up hooking up. And like literally before we hooked up, he asked if we could have an arm wrestling competition. He was like, he's like, I want us to arm wrestle really quick. I'm like, are you serious? You want us to arm wrestle? And then I think I told y'all a story about how this guy that I was friends with, he was little, real little guy, probably like, he was small. He's probably like 5'7", 160 pounds. And he wanted a piggyback ride. I had I'll do it with this. It might be even funnier. When I was on the live stream, I was like, he wanted a piggyback ride. I took that man and put him on my back like that. I took him, I said, it gave him a piggyback. Yeah, that's me in the video. I took that little girl, I took that little thing, even though it's a man. I took that little thing, I said, How does one balance sharing your love of pole dance when idiots are coming thinking they're going to get a free show? I now tell them that they have to buy a pair of stripper heels before I dance. Well, I don't dance in the club anymore. I do not dance in the club anymore. So yeah, I have no idea. I don't have to like deal with it. But um yeah, he was so small. He was so small. And y'all have seen me. Y'all have seen the top half of me. Obviously, you could tell that I fucking work out. Obviously, you could tell that I'm pretty built. So, and a lot of men love the fact that I'm like muscular. Like a lot of them actually really, really like it. Would you ever go back to the club for the fun of it? Yeah, for like shits and giggles. Like, so if you're a part of like a pole community in like a city and they have clubs. So like this is what I would like to do. I would never go back to the club to like strip, but what I plan to do is like be in a location where the pole community is strong, because a lot of the time in the places where the pole community is really, really strong, they will partner up with like bars and clubs that do like cabaret nights, burlesque nights for like stage performances. That's what I want to do. So like I want to be like a pole dance performer without like being a stripper at the club. Does that make sense? You said he was probably like, "Whoa, Jane." Yeah, he loved every minute of that piggyback ride. He had himself a good old time on that piggyback ride, and I ran too. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even. That was another thing. I didn't even walk. My strong ass. I didn't even walk and give him a piggyback ride. I threw him on my back, and he had a long hallway, and I ran down that hallway, and he was like, "Wee!" And then I ran back again. He was having a good old time. I don't know. He was probably kicking his legs and everything. I had a grown man on my back. Had a grown man on my back, giving that man a whole piggyback ride, sprinting. Had him thinking he was on a roller coaster. Yep. Yep. I'm laughing because when I told it, mind you, this is not someone that I was like sexually attracted to. Okay. I don't like men with a bird chest. Okay. Like you got to have something. You got to have a little pectoral action. You got to have a little something, something. He was not someone that I was attracted to at all. At all. He was just someone that like I was cool with. And he was a mutual of this guy that like I used to talk to. So he definitely wasn't somebody that I was attracted to. Um, but yeah, he was like, I gave him a piggyback ride. I did. I gave him a piggyback ride. I'm the man in the relationship. Okay. Like I have big daddy energy. I literally told y'all yesterday, someone commented, they said sovereign security services because I carry a firearm because I carry a firearm and my ex didn't carry a firearm. And so whenever we would go out, my ex would be like, "You got your firearm on you?" I like my men hairy too. I like my men hairy too. I can't stand it when men shave their chests. Like, I don't want a taco meat chest. Like, the hair does need to be like a little bit fine and like trimmed, but I love me a hairy chest. A hairy back isn't like bad. It's not terrible, but it's like the level of severity of like how hairy it is. Like, oh God, like one time I worked out at the gym with this guy, he never wore a shirt on, and Oh my God, his back was so hairy. I was like, that's too goddamn hairy. That's too goddamn hairy. And I never lived with a man long term, so I never had to like think through them like shaving it or trimming it because I'm not living under the same roof as them. But I really like a hairy chest. I like a hairy chest, and because I'm mean, I would like twist up their hair and pull it, or take like a few hairs near their nipple and pull it. I knew I was a lesbian when men who had any hair would piss me the fuck off. I had one guy admit to me that he shaved his legs. I was like, "Sir," I was like, "Sir, I was thinking like you should have never told me that. Why are you telling me that you shave your legs? You ain't no swimmer." If he was like a swimmer, I would get it. It makes them swim faster when they have no hair. Girl, my old pick me used to bite men as one of my forms of affection. Oh my gosh. Chow. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, pick me self used to bite men as one of my forms of affection. Girl, I used to just bite men because I felt like it. I used to just bite them because I felt like it. Especially if I was like angry. Like I just took this one guy's hand and I just like bit it right here, right where this like juicy meaty part is. I literally took it and I was like, "Oh." He was like, "You crazy bitch." I'm like, if I get to the point where I bite you, you did something. I'm just not biting people unwarranted. You had to have made me bite you. You had to have. Mhm. And I had to warn him too. I'm like, next time it's gonna be your dick that I bite if you don't get your shit together. Before you, I'm gonna be eating a juicy egg roll tonight if you don't quit fucking playing with me. I'm finna chew me off a Vienna sausage if you don't get your shit right. Like I'm gonna be having me a Vienna sausage with two meatballs if you keep playing the fuck around. And this is the reason why men are like, "Yeah, you're crazy." Cuz I cuz I am cuz I am I'm super crazy. Something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely wrong with me. Like Lorena Bobbitt, Jodi Arias, um who's the other lady that Charisse Theron played? What was her name? Those are like my idols. Those are all of my idols, okay? I'm fucking crazy. And the men know that I'm crazy too. And they literally don't care. They literally don't care. They don't care at all. Even some of them, I be telling them, I'm like, "Yeah, I shot at my ex, right? Like, you know that I shot him." And this guy was like, "Oh, that doesn't bother me. Like, that doesn't scare me that you did that." I was like, "The guy who was Jody's ex ended up marrying a black woman and having kids. No way. No way. That's crazy." I wonder if he's still Mormon because it ain't that many black Mormons. Because I know that that guy definitely was a Mormon because that's how him and Jody met. Because like the company that they worked for was a Mormon company. And then like she slowly started to convert to Mormonism through meeting him. So I wonder if he stayed Mormon. Whenever you hear stories of like wives and women who have like pew-pewed their like husbands or whatever, the husbands always stay. Like they never go anywhere. They never go anywhere because then they get to the point that they're like, huh, I might as well stick around. I'm afraid what'll happen if I don't stick around. Like I feel like at that point they're like, I think I would be in more danger if I were to leave. Yeah, I love Cynthia G. I feel like Cynthia G was like one of the women that like started the decentering men movement because like it definitely wasn't popular. It definitely wasn't popular before her. It was like very much still in style to be like an avid pick me. So shout out to Cynthia G. Yeah, men love firearms. So I feel like it's a turn on for them. They're like, yeah, yeah, I want to feel the pain. Like they legit don't care. And just about like every man that like I pretty much dealt with, like I usually would go to like the range with them too. She sure is a pioneer. She sure is a pioneer. Shout out to her. Shout out to Sinji cuz she definitely and like she has so many like pioneering like theories too and like phrases that like everyone uses regularly now too. Like I mess with her. Her content's really good. Mhm. Hold on, let me look up who that is. What does what mean? I watched her for years until I wasn't able to watch her. I think YouTube had kicked her off. And so then she went to Patreon, but she's back on YouTube now. but I'm pretty for sure they had kicked her off. Exactly, that we're all getting the same black man. Yeah, because you have to be so smart and, like, so strategic, like, when you talk about this type of, like, niche content, it's so sensitive. Yeah, I think the Pick-me's had, like, reported her, I think they had reported her stuff. Oh god, and Blueface looks so scary. You could tell that he had to get weaned off of them DRUGS's. You could tell he had to get weaned off of those because, he blew up. He blew up. 3 trash bag carrying Dusty and Bandit. I'm hollering. I'm hollering. Let me look up a picture of Blueface because he was looking scary. Oh my god, he already came out with a video? Oh god. Oh no, I have to turn this down, I don't want them to copyright me. And I don't wanna see these ads, take me to YouTube. Lord Jesus. Alright, I got this on mute. Is that Hazel E? Who is this? Oh my god, hold on, I gotta share the screen with you. Oh my god! Oh my Oh my oh my freaking god. Peep the freeze frame though. Oh my god. Okay, the video is doing way too much. They're like doing corn on the video. Like what the freak is going on? I can already tell the song sucks just by not like, oh my, and I'm laughing, I'm cracking up because, like, you obviously could tell that they had to, like, strategically place the angle so that way you couldn't, like, really see the weight that he's gained. But, like, obviously, you could tell with, like, how big the shirt is from front to back, like, it's like you could see his gut a little bit. You could see his gut a little bit right there. Oh my god. Oh my god, why is he chasing a girl in the video? Oh my god, what did the comments say? Okay, so obviously he was chasing a girl when he said, "I'm gonna get you," or he must have been saying, "I'm gonna get you," when he was chasing. People are saying the song is weirdly catchy. Oh, so it was Hazel E. Wait, so Hazel E and Blueface are in a relationship now? The YouTube streets are saying that, oh my God, bring me back. The YouTube streets are saying that Hazel E and Blueface are together? What? What in the freak? Because I thought that was her in the video because, like, no one in the world is ever gonna look like Hazel E. Like, no one in the world is ever gonna look like Hazel E. Like, that's a face that you're never gonna be able to duplicate. Yeah, there's a video recommendation on the side of his music video, and it says the real reason Blueface and Hazel E's relationship is a PR stunt. Well, yeah, because they don't want him to look like a fucking jailbird. They don't want him to look like a jailbird that like can't get his shit together. So of course they have to use a woman like him being in a relationship to save the day. Nasal E, y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong, poor girl. Oh my God, had to look her up. She was with Cat. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. That's pure insanity. Like, that's crazy as hell to me. Yeah, and I think she is older. I think she is much older than him too. He looks scary. He looks scary as hell with all those tattoos on his face. You said the song is hot garbage. He made Krishan bark like a dog just to be let into a room on DD Stream 2. Oh my God. Speaking of stream, did you guys hear about what that male streamer did to his girlfriend in Russia? There was this guy streaming in Russia and he had his girlfriend in the room with him and she was pregnant. And the people on the stream were asking, they were daring him for $1,000 to kick his girlfriend out of the house and lock her out of the house. And mind you, this is in Russia and it's cold as hell out there. And he kicked her outside and locked her outside. And literally all she had on was like a t-shirt and underwear. And she ended up dying. And I guess he brought her back in the house like an hour later. And like, I guess during the stream, you could hear her like pounding on the door, screaming bloody like murder because she freaking wanted to get let back in the house because she was freezing. And after like an hour, he didn't hear anything. So he went back out there and obviously she was dead and unconscious. And so I guess he like put her body on the couch. And I guess like the streamers were like asking him like if she was okay. And he had said, like, yeah, she's fine. Like she's just like unconscious. And then I guess like another hour went by and like he wasn't able to like resuscitate her or anything, and so he ended up calling the police. And obviously she was, dead, all for $1,000. All for $1,000 and like the clout of some freaking live streamers. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine? That's insanity to me. And what a terrible way to freaking die for like the person that like you love and your child, like you just freaking lock them outside of there and like those have to be your last moments. That's terrible. And then having to beg somebody that like you are in a relationship with to let you back inside of the freaking house so you don't die and they don't ever do it. That's insane. Oh yeah, he definitely would have done it for free. If he saw her life being only worth $1,000, he definitely would have done it for free. And the thing about it is that we all know how men feel about women once they're pregnant. So like the most vulnerable time for a woman is when she's pregnant. The most common cause of death in a pregnant woman is homicide by her partner. So yeah, I was super angry. Like I literally seen this story on TikTok like not too long before I ended up getting on this live stream. And like that's the thing too, as somebody that works in ultrasound, when I tell y'all that these men do not want to see women pregnant, like they really don't want to be a father. Like the amount of times that like I get called in to do ultrasound on an early pregnancy and she's got like the father in there with her and like she's having complications. You could just tell that like he's like praying and hoping that like she miscarried or like she can't like the pregnancy isn't viable. Like I've really had women like have to like try to encourage their husband or boyfriend to have a level of empathy over the fact that the baby may not be alive. And it's like pulling teeth. Like it's literally like pulling teeth. Like the woman, the girlfriend is really like, wouldn't you just hate it if like, wouldn't you just hate it if like something was wrong with our baby? Like and he won't even say anything. Like the husband or the boyfriend's like they don't ever say anything and she just projects. She'll just project like yeah, it's a lot. I actually hate seeing it. I do. I hate seeing it. No, she definitely was pregnant. She was pregnant. Yeah, his name is Stas. His name is Stas Rifle, Stanislav Reshet, Reshetnikov, Stanislav Reshetnikov, who forced his girlfriend Valentina Grigayeva onto a freezing balcony during a live stream. Why does this Oh, so this happened in 2020. The reason why people are talking about it is because he just got sentenced, I guess. He only got 6 years. He only got sentenced for 6 years for doing that. They charged him with neglect. I don't know why it's on my For You page as if it's like new news, even though the video came up today. But yeah, he got 6 years for neglect. Did she not try to escape? Where are her survival tactics? What do you mean? Like, all she could do is bang on people's doors because she got kicked out with no pants on. And obviously, she didn't have a phone or a phone or car keys to be able to get some shelter. Yeah, yeah, they said, I think I read that she was on the balcony. I don't think that there was a place for her to go. This article is saying that all she was he forced her to wear only underwear. And they said on past streams, it says that they previously engaged in a campaign of harming and abuse against his girlfriend in the past, which included hitting her, throwing things at her, and he even went as far as to pepper spray her. That is insane. That is insane that he literally was making like a live stream and gaining a following off of like how much he could embarrass and like humiliate and like harm his girlfriend. That is insanity. Wow, that's horrible. The clips are on YouTube. Oh god, I don't think I could even stomach watching that because that is like horrendous. I don't even think I could watch it, but that's insane. I don't understand why they wouldn't take something like that down. I don't know. I don't know, but that's scary. Ooh, I have to look her up. My dream was to always get on Pop the Balloon just to troll the men. Jobless life is good. It's good, but I'll be done with it soon. I have like one more month left of freedom. I'm gonna grab me some money real quick, not because I need it to survive. I got enough money to survive. I want to pay down. I just want to pay off my car. Honestly, I just want to pay off my car so that way I don't have to think about it. But I'll still be able to live stream regularly, pretty regularly. It should be about the same frequency. Oh my gosh, I follow her on TikTok. She's so pretty because she's like decentered from men as hell. She was on Pop the Balloon. Oh my god, I have to watch. I have to watch. You said no, you need more sleep. Girl, I feel like all I do is sleep. I feel so lazy. I do. I feel so freaking lazy. Even though I feel like my brain is working, I feel like I'm not. Oh, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that because that's exactly what I would do. I would tell their asses everything they would want to hear. And then at the very, very end, drop the bomb on them. I love that. I don't even want to say, I'm just going to use his initials JE because like that's a trigger word here over on YouTube. So like I'm not even going to say his name because I don't want them coming after me. I don't want them coming after me. They're never going to expose that stuff. Okay, they're never going to expose that stuff. They like to do this thing where they like to they want to drop a little bit of faith onto the masses to make you believe that they're going to expose all of this stuff about what's going on to keep hope alive and to keep people distracted and to keep people not thinking about other things. They're never gonna expose any of that stuff. Hey girl, thank you for your consistency. Super inspiring. I literally had a whole conversation with my live stream about women allowing men to validate their weight. It's the craziest thing to me. Oh, and it drives me crazy. It's like, oh my God. Like, you're looking in the mirror and you don't like what you see. But as soon as a man validates your weight, you're like, it's fine. It's fine. Because the thing about it, the reason why they're never going to address, the reason why they're never going to like fully address like all of that stuff happening with JE is because like, do you understand like how many sectors of life that like people in power they would have to lose if all of those things were to come to light? Like, especially when you know things about like, if you're into stuff like that, you should follow the conspiracy theories. It's a channel. He does really good work. I've been watching a lot of stuff about like Bohemian Grove and things like that. And like, oh my God, like it's insane. Like it's insane. And like the stuff that like they do with children, and it's scary. Honestly, it's scary. Like it is. It's super, super scary. And especially with like the level of kids, that's when I think about like the laws and children and things like that. I'm like, they don't want women to have children because they want women to be mothers. They want women to be children. They want women to have children because they don't want to support the children. They actually want women to be poor. In that way, the children cannot be supported. And then that way, they have more victims. Because if they actually cared about children, they would make sure that children could live in a situation where survival wouldn't have to be so hard. It's like, no, they want these children poor and destitute because they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable, and it's more people that they could take advantage of and that they can use. No, seriously. Seriously. But y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna get off of here. I did a little bit longer of a live stream today. I did. Life is low key sad. Honestly, life is low key sad. We're all at a tolerable level of depression, honestly. But it'll be okay. We will. We're going to get through it. But thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And it'll be the weekend. So enjoy y'all's weekend. And I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.